Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys 5 ways in order to master the art of detachment. And trust me, I'm not just saying this, I'm actually applying it and I have been applying it and it's been working pretty well. Yeah, so if you're interested in this video and honestly need to master the art of detachment, then keep on watching and do not forget to like, share and subscribe. I'm sending you guys all the love and support. Yeah, let's get on with the video. Give me love because I need it. Number one, letting go of control. I think this is the most important because even I'm someone who likes making sure everything is in place and knowing what is going to happen. I need to have control over things. But the truth is, you really can't. No matter how much you prepare, something or the other is going to go wrong or something will go off your schedule and it will not work. Similarly, you cannot control people and their actions. What they do is honestly all on them. The only person you can control is you, your mind, and your actions. So realize that controlling people is impossible. And because we try to control things, we try to take responsibility for everything. You may think you're able to control a person, but you never know what they're doing. You're not with them 24/7 to know what their actions are, what they think like. The only person you can focus on is yourself. Once you let go of the urge to control everything, revisit your past. Okay? You will start to realize what is delusion and what is reality, because we tend to paint these pictures of people in our head and we blur the lines between reality and delusion. What I mean by that is, when you like someone, when you care about someone so much, we tend to paint this beautiful picture of what they are like, how amazing they are, but get so lost in it that we sometimes forget that this is the actual person that we're with and not the person that we've created in our head. That is actually one of my biggest toxic traits. Like, I tend to portray this picture perfect image of the people around me, whoever I'm close with, but it doesn't have to be relationship. So everybody thinks that, wow, they're so amazing, and because I've created that delusion in everybody else's head, I start believing that that is the reality when it is not. So I'm basically manipulating myself, and Delulu is in fact not the Salulu. So while you're revisiting the past, you'll start seeing situations very differently. Let's say you had an argument with someone. Now that you're not with them, you don't need to defend them in your head. So you will start seeing things for what they really are. So if they spoke to you a certain way, you will not be making excuses in your head ki isne ye bola because of this, like I angered him. No, he's saying it because he means it, and that's a fact. Just accept the reality and stop making excuses for everybody. It's going to take you nowhere. Just more attached, and you're trying to not be attached. So stop making excuses for people. 3. Separate your ego from reality. This was hard hitting for me. I wouldn't say I have a big ego, but I really don't expect the worst out of people because I would never do them wrong. So when they do me wrong, it hits me like a brick wall. While I was editing the video, I realized मैंने ठीक से explain नहीं किया था. What I meant was, keeping your ego outside the equation is when I first got cheated on by this person. My ego was bruised. Q, because I was like, how dare this person cheat on me? And I held on to this person and stayed attached because I felt like मुझे prove करना था उस इंसान को कि I'm worth it, I'm worthy, I'm good enough. But the truth is that his actions of cheating on me was a reflection of him as a person, and it has nothing to do with me. People like Madison Beer have gotten cheated. So many people get cheated on. That doesn't mean that they're not good enough. It's the fault of the partner. And what I realized is that when you get your ego into the equation, you dig yourself a deeper hole by staying with someone who's not worth it. So don't involve your ego. If somebody doesn't want you in their life, they don't like you back, they don't care about you, it's on them. It has nothing to do with you. So do yourself a favor and do not stay attached to someone who's not going to respect and value the person that you are. If your actions are influenced by this person, let's say there are small things that you like doing, but you wouldn't do it because you were scared of what this person will think or if they're going to get angry, that is toxic. You cannot live your life on the basis of how people view you. Imagine doing that in the long run. You're doing this for what? A couple months, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, but can you imagine doing that for a lifetime? You probably can't. Whether it's a friendship or a breakup or a relationship, whatever it is, and go in this with like an open mind and actually ask yourself, will you be able to or will you not? And that will actually open your mind in a lot of ways, because that will give you a reality check of what you want in life and what you don't. I know living in the present is very important, but in this specific aspect, thinking about your future and seeing if you vision this person in your life or in the future is very important, because clearly they're affecting you mentally to the point that you're very attached and you can't do anything and you're upset and you're crying and it's the worst thing in the world, just imagine it. It's going to give you a big reality check. Stop expecting. No longer expect. Once we add expectations into the equation, we will start feeling more. You will hold yourself back from detaching from this person because you're going to expect them to call you, message you. Me, for example, I don't like letting go of people. I don't like letting go of people because I don't like giving up on people, because I wouldn't want anybody else to give up on me. So I keep expecting, if I'm having a fight with someone, I want them to call them, message me, be there for me, because that's just how I am. But the reality is you cannot keep expecting people to do things because that is holding you back from detaching. So once you stop expecting from people, okay, you will see them for who they are. If they treat you badly, they treat you badly. If they treat you well, they treat you well. It's just going to be crystal clear. Not, okay, I hope they get me chocolates. I hope we sort this out tomorrow. I hope this happens. No, you're letting go of control. So stop expecting things from people also. Just see them for who they are and how they are. If that is something that works for you, well and good. If it doesn't, it simply doesn't. That's okay. Not everybody has to be a part of your life. Not everybody deserves to stay in your life. Have some more self-worth and just keep people around who actually want to be with you. Don't force yourself to be with people. Don't force them to be with you. Have some self-respect. And you know, the funniest thing is, once you stop expecting, maybe you're expecting this much, what you may get in return is all that much. When you're focusing or with someone or talking to someone and expecting this and they're not even able to reach this, when you grow and expand and meet new people, when you were expecting this, somebody might give you the whole world. So you never know what you might receive in return. What you're doing is holding yourself back from an experience where you can gain abundance, you can gain so much. So stop expecting. Lastly, looking at the bigger picture. What that means is focusing on your goals, self-growth, seeing what your visions are for the future and seeing if the people around you align with them. If they don't, then they don't even matter enough. There's a lot more to life. There's a whole future ahead of you and there's so much more that you need to achieve. Do not waste it being sad over someone who is no longer willing to be in your life or doesn't deserve to be in your life. You can grieve over it, you can be sad over it, but don't let it consume you to the point that there's no end to it. Life will surprise you in many ways, so just trust the process. Anyway, these are the 5 steps on how to master the art of detachment. There's obviously a lot more, but these are just the 5 ones that have been working really well for me. And the more I've accepted this mindset, the more I think I've seen a shift in my behavior in terms of holding on to things and wanting things to work a certain way. Life will always go with the flow. It depends on you if you want to go with the flow, if you want to hold on to things and push yourself back. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like, share and subscribe. I love you. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Bye.